the button here. All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the October 2021 PRA meeting. I am Anthony, KE7OSN, and assuming Zoom doesn't move around too much, we'll go around the list here, starting with Olin.
Okay, well, I'm Olin, WA7YXY, and I'm in Corvallis.
I'm Thomas. Oh,
yeah, go ahead. You're next up.
sorry. Thomas KX7RAY, and I'm in Bend.
Drew.
I'm Drew Terrell, W3HES, and I'm in Albany, Oregon.
Don and Betsy.
Don, W7DMR, just outside of Corvallis.
And Betsy, K7BTS, about the same place he is.
Paul.
Paul is
W-
VLR, not in Pittsburgh tonight, but actually in New Hampshire, visiting some relatives.
And I should have seen that because you were both on top of each other. Other Paul.
Paul Branchfield, W7PEB, about halfway between Winston and Roseburg.
Tom.
KD7OEN, Tom, I'm in Depot Bay, Oregon.
Welcome. Ted.
I'm Ted, W7RTM, outside in the suburbs of Philomath.
Andy.
Andy, W7AAU, near Tangent, Oregon.
Larry. You're muted, Larry.
Okay. Larry, AF7NU, I'm in Corvallis.
Tyler.
Ty Parsons, WB7DD, Corvallis.
All right. Scott.
Hi, KF7GGN. This is Corvallis as well.
And we'll see who takes it first. Mike.
Mike, W7. Oh, which Mike?
Apparently you.
Okay. Anyway, this is Mike, W7RIS, about 10 miles north of Corvallis.
And last but not least, Mike.
I figure I'm the new guy, so I'll wait. Mike Manning, W1MAM, and I'm in Southtown, Corvallis.
All right. Thanks, everybody. So first up, Secretary's report. Ted.
Friday, you should have received the email that included the meeting minutes from last month. If there's any additions, deletions, updates, modifications, et cetera, please let me know. W7RTM@ARRL.net. Thank you very much.
All right. Treasurer's report. Andy.
Treasurer's report. As of October 16, our OSU checking account had $2,786.43. And our OSU savings account had $1,481.18. So our total OSU deposits are $4,267.61. And our PayPal balance was $68.01. We've got $38.70 in cash for a total of $4,374.32. And our balance has been slowly increasing because we haven't had expenses such as field day or cabin trips or other things like that. But that's the end of the report.
All right. Thank you, Andy. And in case anybody was wondering, according to Ham Club Online, we currently have 93 active members. So
That's cool.
That was a lot more than I was expecting, but all right. So next up would be the trustees report. And So there hasn't been a whole lot of stuff going on with the repeaters recently. So I think everything that's been on is still on and everything that's been off is still off. But I don't think there's a whole lot that's off at the moment. So as always, you can check out the PRA Repeater Info Center group on Facebook or w7pra.com for up-to-date listings of all the repeaters and statuses. There are a lot of them to keep track of. So previous events and old business. So I think we will start with Paul with the PA QSO party.
Okay, thanks. Anthony, do you have, do you want to present that little slide deck, or do you want me to do it from here?
If you can do it from there, that'd be fine, or I can pull up that email
I'll
again.
share my screen as long as I'm able to.
I should be able to.
Let's see here. Okay. Don't.
Yep, I see your screen.
Yeah, I'm just trying to bring it back. I didn't quite have it ready to go, but I will. Here it is. It's on my other screen. I just need to bring it over here. Okay, let's. I just wanted to give a quick recap. This was a pretty proud moment for. Let me see. Hang on a second. Let me get this to. That's not going to work. Trying to get it so that it shows a little bit bigger. If I
slideshow, then you have view show on the ribbon.
yeah, I think I have to share screens. So I mean,
You're already sharing down on the bottom right.
Yeah, but I'm sharing the wrong screen. Hang on a second. So stop video. New share.
Down on the bottom right next to the zoom factor. If you click on the icon just to the left of the minus button, or that.
Yeah. Okay. So if I do this, how's that?
There you go.
That's
perfect.
All right. Thank you, Drew. Appreciate it. You always covered me when we were doing events, and this is no different. So
yeah, I think I told you to turn off the paved road though.
All right. So anyway, I just wanted to share the PAQSO party. First of all, I want to apologize for sending out the note so late. I forgot about the 3-hour time difference, and I was moving between different bands and trying to just react to the team. So I wasn't always there when by the time you guys got the message that I was looking for Oregon. The good news is I finally got Oregon. And so one soul from Oregon finally responded on 20 meters. So I was compliant, but I wanted to share. So here's the cabin we were in. 6 of us in this tiny little cabin. We had 1 bedroom and 1 loft, and we all squished in, and we managed to not kill each other for 2 or 3 nights. It had 2.5 acres with a creek side in the back. We actually spread a windom across the creek, and so any kayakers that came by probably would have got noosed by a coax line, but we didn't care. So I wanted to kind of give you just a quick update. We had 6 operators, 2 full-time CW, 3 full-time phone, and then 1 rookie who was just basically just doing everything we told him to do. And of course, just like anything in like 7QP, you know, the 40 and the 80 meter band is gotta be like the best bands for you. And then if you want sections, I chopped it off here, 20 and 15 for the ARRL sections. We had a bunch of antennas here. We had a tri-band beam. We had a couple of 40 and 80 meter monobanders. We had a vertical all band, and we had a 160 G5 RB. We did use N1MM. And so again, this is just sort of rapid fire, and it's sounding a lot like what you guys do for 7QP. And I'm trying to inspire you guys to do that. And I'd love to come out and join you guys for that. If I'm given the opportunity to travel out there, I'd love to come back and join that again. with all that I know from now with doing these multi operations. We did commit to doing the whole contest, and that proved to be quite productive for us. And so I wanted to kind of show you the N1MM results. As you can see from the top left, we got 235,000 points. And down in here, we've got 1,300 QSOs. The multipliers were impressive too. We had 140 different multipliers. That was really cool. We got a worked all counties or clean sweep. We got every one of the Pennsylvania QSO. Every one of the Pennsylvania counties. And this one I'm particularly proud of because I was actually responsible for 20 meters the entire time. And so we got 74 out of the possible 84 ARRL sections. And although I didn't get all of them, I definitely contributed to about 80% of them. And so that was really cool. Overall, we won the county record, which is one of our goals. We got a clean sweep in 9 hours of operating, which was a record for us. We normally have to wait till halfway through Sunday, and we got it by, geez, we had just had dessert after dinner on Saturday and we got it. So that was a big deal for us. The highest score in 15 years of doing this team effort. We got our personal best. We increased from 153 to 235. We just crushed it. Earliest clean sweep achieved. Highest number of QSOs, we had 1,300, and then the highest number of ARRL sections. We also had the highest number of CW contacts, but I forgot to list it. And we missed the highest number of phone contacts by 9. I was just like, oh, seriously? We couldn't find 10 more people. But anyway, Olin, I see you're laughing over there. So you know that we always have something more to strive for. So I just wanted to share that with you. I want to thank you for trying to contact me, even though I gave you a very short notice. And hang on a second. How do I shut this thing off? Stop share. Here we go. I'll give it back to you, Anthony. But I wanted to say thank you to everybody that tried, and I appreciate it, all the efforts, even those who weren't on the call. I know Joe, K7 BIK was in there. He was trying to contact me. We were out of cell range. We were just in a bad spot. So if you texted me, I'm sorry I couldn't respond. There was nothing there. But anyway, back to you, Anthony.
So Paul, I got a question for you.
Yep.
So all of this great success, do you contribute it to Solar Cycle 25 or operator skill?
You know, that's a great question, Mike. I'm going to say a lot of operator skill and tenacity, and less about Solar Cycle 25, because I'll tell you what, I've only made like 12 contacts on 15, if I remember right, or maybe even less than that. Maybe I'm doing it from memory. 0 on 10. And so because of that, I'm going to contribute to operator tenacity.
And you guys are all playing on K3s, aren't you?
Nope.
Oh, that's the other group.
Yep.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Go ahead, Scott.
So related to Mike's question about Solar Cycle 25 versus operator skill. Yeah, let me give you a small report. I tried like crazy to reach you guys on Saturday afternoon, and then on Sunday came back in the morning. Now I was confined completely to 20 meters because I have my array out only for 20 meters. So on Saturday, I think the band was very bad. Not only could I not reach you, but I heard nobody from anybody in Pennsylvania. And 20, and I'm talking CW and phone. I mean, it was very poor. I think there was a coronal mass ejection that hit our planet, I think on Saturday or Friday, I'm not sure. It probably created some disturbance. You know, there was a high solar wind and so forth, and it probably, made a little bit of a blackout there. Sunday was much better. I did, in fact, I made a lot of contacts with PAQP people on CW. I didn't hear, I was really hunting for you guys. I was hunting for you, for anybody else on sideband from your group and on CW. And unfortunately, I just couldn't get anybody. But I can tell you that it must have been the tenacity of your people. And if I had known, I would have tried 80 meters maybe that evening, Saturday evening, to see if I can hear you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Scott. And again, and I take the hit for this. I should have put out a plan a little bit earlier. Had we had a plan, I would have communicated it.
That's okay.
We waited to see what the conditions were like.
Yeah.
Mike, did you have a comment as well?
Oh,
Hey, Paul, I got a question.
go for
Andy's
it.
got a question.
Go ahead, Andy.
Paul, describe that moment when you realized you were going great guns for the weekend.
Oh, okay. So it was about 8 o'clock on Saturday night when we realized we only had 9 counties left to make the clean sweep. And we were like, oh my gosh, we can do this. And so we kind of just made a pact to try to just say, all right, let's go hunt the multipliers. Everybody just go hunt the multipliers and find the counties. And we were the first ones in all of, I'll call it Facebook page, right? Because there's a PAQP Facebook page, social media, to report a clean sweep. And so we were pretty damn proud of that. We worked really hard to get that, Andy. And it was a great success. And it's great to be on a team that has a great success because you all enjoy it for the moment, right? And it's backed by hard work.
Okay, thanks.
Mike?
Nothing for me at this point.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, it was definitely tenacity. And the one thing I want to point out is everybody that I contacted on the West Coast had killer antennas, not killer amplifiers, killer antennas, that the ones that I did contact in those rare counties, like Santa Clara Valley and way out and like almost off the coast of California kind of county, sorry, not counties, sections. They were either no one was calling them and there was nobody else calling at that time. It was like dinner time in Arizona kind of thing. And so you got to kind of look at those. And Mike, you can confirm this if you want from a contesting perspective, but you have to look at going, okay, things are going to be quiet around this time because people are going to take a break. And that's when I snuck in and captured about 17 new ARRL sections when Arizona was sleeping.
Ah,
Yeah, because you had to compete with the Arizona
Yep.
PP plus South Dakota.
And South Dakota.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? There was one other one, Nevada, but they
yes.
were hard to hear.
Yeah, there was hardly anybody on doing that.
Thank you for the time, Anthony. I appreciate it. Oh, Paul, you have a question? You're on.
It's
mute.
interesting. It's interesting. The week before we were trying to do the California QSO party, and we couldn't get any stations from California, but I was, hearing and hitting the East Coast just fine. So it's interesting difference a week.
So thank you for mentioning that. I actually took the exact tower trailer and the exact antenna with the exact configuration with my radio at my shack, and I stood it up in my driveway, and I worked 75 contacts in the California QSO party just to make sure that the equipment was working. And yeah, coast to coast, but nothing in between. Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. And at the same time, the Aries set was operating. Don and Betsy, you want to give a quick rundown?
What was that, Anthony? Sorry.
Recap of the set.
Oh, yeah, the set. So we set up 2 sites We did not use any of the official buildings or official sites. We used 2 field sites. Bill Powell got in touch with the people at the school district area that used to be Western View Middle School. They tore down the old school building, which was old and deteriorating anyway. But there's one building there at the training site. And so we set up there. They have a porch around 2 sides of the building, which is a great location. And we realized that in the event of like a big emergency, that complex there would be a great staging area that some entity might end up using, because it's right on a main highway. It's got a lot of parking. It's got a lot of open space. It's got a lot of school buildings, which could be used for other things. So we set up there with VHF vertical, an HF, just a buddy pole vertical on 10 meters. Bill's 30-foot pole on his van, and a long wire, end fed long wire. And mesh networking, we connected up, put an Arden mesh repeater on the edge of the parking lot at Corvallis Country Club that could reach the hospital and could also reach this site down below. So we had that, and that as a relay. So we had a mesh networking connection out to the surrounding areas. And then we set up a second site at Mary's River Park in Philomath. It's kind of there between the police station and the and the river. Had several people there with similar antennas and stuff. And Scott was up at LC with Scott. Do you just have the VHF beam?
No, we just had the J-pole up,
Okay.
and that worked just great.
All right.
Yeah, it was nice to hit you by Simplex.
Yeah, I couldn't believe
Yeah,
it.
VHF worked well. We also did some 10-meter, probably kind of ground wave, but we got between Corvallis, Alcee, and Wren. We had somebody in Wren. So we 10 meters was working well for that. We were going to try 6, but never quite got to it.
Hey, Don, was that ground wave during the day or the night?
Daytime.
Okay.
I think it was ground. I mean, it was 28 megahertz. So it's kind of hard to say exactly what propagation mode it was.
Direct wave reflections.
Yeah.
It was a little bit challenging because this particular location at Western View is also where all the Saturday soccer games are played. Right, age groups from elementary on up. I don't know how many people that walked by us asking us what we were doing.
Then half of them thought we were taking pictures of soccer stuff. And one interesting observation. So we put up cones and flagging tape around our antenna area to keep people out of it. And we got a couple complaints about it, but the only people who walked through our antenna cable area was 2 grandparent age people. None of the kids came anywhere near it. None of the parent age people came anywhere near it. It was just these 2 who were kind of oblivious to where they were walking, were the only ones who walked through it.
It was also nice to use the old D700 portable radio. I hadn't used it for a long time. It's the Aries Club radio. But I'd forgotten a tad bit about it.
All right.
I'll get a report out eventually. We were gone last week, so I didn't do it.
Yeah, I was out of the loop for most of that weekend, getting back from up north and shaking trees for all week. It was not a fun trip. So next on my list of stuff that was going on recently, we had the first Swaptoberfest in a little bit. Anybody get any good deals there?
I did, I think.
What's your haul?
Well, I bought a couple of, it wasn't for me, it was for actually a couple of things for my nephew. I got a nice MFJ Versatuner 2, which he wanted, a manual tuner with a power SWR, or sorry, power forward and reflective power dual needle meter on it. It's really nice. And a standalone meter like that. A couple of RF frequency generator, and let's see, I can't remember all the things I got. I also I got a couple of more pieces of test equipment. I got a lot of cable connectors, for UHF and SMA and BNC and F connectors and adapters. Whoever was there when you first walk in, and when you walk into the door and you pay your admission price, and then right to the left there was a bunch of tables set up by this just a vendor who had pretty much the entire that entire room to himself, and he had all that stuff. And I went there and I just mopped up because it was pent up spending kind of a thing. So I think, and plus I got a nice set of paddles, Vibroplex, CW paddles for a very good price, for a really beautiful key. And he had all kinds of good stuff. So that's the haul I got, and I thought I did pretty well. I spent around $500 for everything, but like I said, it was all pent up because you just can't find a lot of that stuff even online. And anyway, so I had a nice time.
John, what was the attendance like there?
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of you guys. I would say it wasn't packed. It was about half of what you'd expect, or what we normally would see on a typical day. Hopefully it'll fit. If they have it in February, it'll be more attended. But I think it was pretty good. The parking lot was about half full, and I don't know how the other vendors made out. But again, I think that a lot of people probably were a little hesitant to go that soon. And maybe if they hear good things about it, they'll probably go in February if it's going to be held. So it worked out all right.
All right. Anybody else find anything good there? All right. And last on my list of stuff from the previous month or so was Jamboree on the Air. Larry, you want to do a quick rundown of that?
Okay, we had Jamboree on the Air on Saturday. It was held down at the Troop Suite Cabin, which is down in Avery Park. I was doing a radio merit badge. I had one person completed, another person was there for halftime. But we had a lot of Cub Scouts there because they had made this into a recruiting event. They had some other activities going on for Cub Scouts. So they were all there, and Anthony was running our HF station, and there a lot of them were interested in that and came by. And one thing I should have brought, I didn't, was just a code oscillator for practice, because a lot of them just wanted to work with the key and stuff. So I was able to get my 817 set up so you could practice with the code there. And that was kind of a hit for some of the scouts. So it was pretty good event. We didn't make that many contacts, and I'm looking around on the internet, and it seems like a lot of people who were involved in that just weren't hearing very many JOTA stations for some reason. It was just kind of light this year.
Yeah, Larry, I did try to listen and make contact with you guys, but the noise level from where I was just epic. I could not hear anything. So congratulations on the success that you did have.
Yeah, I think again on Saturday the band conditions were not very good, and I think in general it was difficult to get anybody at any distance.
Yeah, first thing in the morning when we got set up, there's a booming signal out of Slovakia. But of course, everybody else on the planet was trying to talk to him. And then we did end up, I think we had a contact in Montana, a contact in Montana, I think Missouri, and then Northern California. But yeah, it was not a lot of there's a lot of stations you could hear out of New York during the New York QSO party, and they weren't exactly up for chatting very long. And the other thing I thought of after I left was a demo we had done for outreach stuff when I was in college was to take a piece of clear acrylic and shine a laser in it, and you can get the laser beam to bounce inside the acrylic. And it's a really good demo for refraction and explaining how, how radio waves bounce off of the atmosphere and stuff. So I may have picked up a couple of pieces of acrylic to work with a little bit and see if I can get a good demo going. But yeah, anything else from the last month that I missed? All right, new business. Any new business or anything else coming up in the next month or so? All right, anything else for the good of the order?
I'd like to say something to Don Reed. I think I know him. And I think I know him because I think we both worked for the same company. And if I say the name Chuck McCord, does that mean anything to you
Oh,
guys?
yeah. I worked for Chuck for a long time.
I remember him too.
I thought so. Yeah, so I'm Tom Bochelle, and I was a guy from Boise.
Okay.
And I did one-time programmable memory development. So, which is used on just about all the products that we had that were of 20 series and above. So yeah, I remember you.
I worked there, and then when the Agilent split off, we moved over to a building over by the Research Way.
Right.
Which is
Right.
now on Semiconductor. God,
Right, and I retired.
Spun off more times than I could count.
There you go. Yeah, and you guys never had to leave your desk.
That's right. I got to work for like 6 different companies.
And never got out of your chair.
The only thing that changed were the name tags and the insurance plans.
There you go. There you go. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I used to come over to Corvallis from time to time. So, and I have a place in Depot Bay, which is where I am now. So it was good to see you again, Don.
Yeah, good to talk to you.
And I think I remember your wife, but I don't remember where.
Where? Okay, well, no, I worked at HP for a number of years too.
Yeah, there you go.
But I was in the marketing department, so.
Okay. Okay. Well, very
It's a
good.
Small world after all, Tom.
It's a small world after all.
You want to talk about a small world? When I got my second ham radio license, I had a ham radio license back when I was in high school. And I got my second ham radio license here about 10 years ago. And I started getting QST, and I noticed the solar propagation column that comes out every month by or every week by Tad Cook. Tad Cook was in the high school next to our school district, and he and I went to the same church youth group together. I'm like, what? I had no idea he was in the ham radio.
The community is small.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a brief
Got something
recess
for you.
and pass it over to Mike.
Yeah, I got something for you.
All right, go ahead, Olin.
Okay, at the end of the month on Friday, the 29th, starting at 1700 PDT through Sunday, October 31st to 1700 PDT or 1659 PDT, is the CQ Worldwide DX single sideband contest for 48 hours. That's a good chance to pick up some DX.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great point, Olin.
Yep. something better to do than hand out Halloween candy.
Call signs and accents and prefixes you've never heard of before.
That's right. That's it. Thanks, Anthony.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder, Olin.
Anthony, also in November is the ARL's sweepstakes. I think that's on CW is on the first weekend and the phone is on the third weekend.
November? Okay.
All right. Get that.
I'll put a little plug out there in case you guys are tuning around the dial, on a weekend or something. Listen for those Parks on the Air people. They're doing a great effort. They're doing like a field day of one. Give them a little contact.
Sure.
And show your support.
Right on. Yeah.
All right. Mike, you want to take it?
Sure, I'll go ahead and take it here. Let me get the old screen shared.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to exit the meeting. I got another commitment here, but I'll see you guys next month.
All right. Thanks for coming out.